So I have had this for a few years now, and when I got it from Goodwill, the tape deck was never really quite reliable on playing tapes. The tapes would always start shifting, and it would sound like it was trying to chew it when yeah. So apparently it would start sliding off the flywheel, and it would get pinched in between, either in the front or back, and that's what made that awful crinkly sound and blah blah blah. And so finally I had a donor deck, and one of the issues I saw with this one was, no, you don't have that's not going to focus, is it? Look at that. That's all cracked and dried out. That's pretty bad. So I replaced that piece along with the flywheel, because the other one looked a little bent, and there was something up with this. It was like popped out a little bit, enough where the gear wouldn't catch, so it wouldn't fast forward. So I pushed that back in, and it seems to be staying. So other than that, now this is actually working, and it's not actually chewing up any tapes either. The only problem is I can only play a few seconds because this is copyrighted music. But normally, right when I would hit play, you would hear it start to muffle, and you can tell it was shifting inside the mechanism. So, and it doesn't do that now. So I think the main culprit was this freaking wheel. It was all cracked, and it was making the tape a little bit off balance and shifting it. So that takes care of that, and so now that pretty much works as it should. Oh yeah, hold on. And I said it wouldn't fast forward before. Well, it does now. So something about that take-up spool was sticking out, so the gears weren't interacting properly. And I can actually show you what I mean on that donor piece that I'm throwing away. Okay, well apparently I have the spool off, so I really can't give the demonstration, but it would not line up with this gear because it would be slightly above it, which would not make the unit fast forward. Let's see, play, rewind, fast forward, because when I hit fast forward, that gear comes into that gear, and the top part here on this one, which would be on this spindle as well, would be above it, so it wouldn't catch. So I pushed that back down, and it seems to be staying, which is good. Now, funny thing is that really dried out and cracked pinch roller. I actually got a stereo that actually has it on both sides. It's an auto reverse stereo. And surprisingly enough, the tapes don't get messed up in that thing. It still plays just fine, even with the pinch rollers all dried out and cracked. And I can show you in a second. At least to my knowledge, last time I checked, it was all dried out. Yeah, it's not clean in here, that's for sure. Can't tell if they're actually cracked, but they definitely have, they are dried out, and they are like hard as a rock. Yeah, no, I should be taking much more care of this, but I don't use the tape decks too often, and I don't really use the reverse side too often. It's dirty, so probably comment saying, "Holy shit, dude, clean your damn system out." I've cleaned the capstan wheels before, and it looks like I gotta clean it again. Yeah, because I did clean it once before. I guess I've used it that much already that the oxide's getting stuck on them again. But as you can see, the pinch rollers are pretty dried out. And there are cracks on them. They're just not as bad as the one that I showed you. So, yeah. So with that said, that takes care of that. With this, and now it's completely working on all of its functions. And yeah, I've just had this sitting around because I like using the tape player and I couldn't use it at first. Then when I got donor decks, I'm like, yeah, might as well take a look. So it wasn't that hard pulling the whole mechanism out of here, though. I was going to go from the bottom and then pull out the slab that holds the CD player and access it that way. But upon turning it upside down, the whole turntable mechanism just fell right out. And I guess the clips weren't in place like I thought they were. So it kind of just fell out. As you can see, it doesn't come out now. So anyway, it fell out and there was that big gaping hole. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just take it out from the top. So I did. I just took it out and worked on the pieces and put it back in. And yeah, works good now. All right, later.